One of my favorite things about homeschooling is just getting to be with my kids. I love going and doing things with them and just experiencing life with them. And Fun Fridays are one of our favorite ways to do that. If you're new here, I'm Rian, a Christ-following wife and a homeschool mom to 3 boys. Here we talk all things homeschool, and we will learn together how to use our roles as wife, mom, teacher, and homemaker in order to glorify God. So we have tried for years to have a routine, scheduled day off where we can have a Fun Friday or a Wacky Wednesday or Tired Tuesday. I don't know, whatever, just to have a 4-day school week and have that 5th day be something fun and different where we can bond, where we can just break from the routine. But every year until this year, I have failed miserably. So I start off with these good intentions and then life just happens and we need all of the days that we have. We don't have time to take a day out. Well, this year our co-op decided no longer to meet, and at first that was really sad for me and it was a big letdown. You know, we really have loved these people and grown with them for the past 5 years, and I wasn't ready to give that up. But the blessing that has come with that is we have been faithful in our Fun Fridays, which doesn't always happen on a Friday. And we still have kept relationships with co-op people and still see them semi-regularly. And so that has been wonderful and nice. And so I do still plug co-ops. But now we have the wiggle room to really just take that 5th day and do what we want with it. So what does Fun Friday look like for us? Sometimes it is a laid back, chill, zero prep work day. And so that can be we just sit around and play board games all day. Sometimes that can be we get out a big puzzle and some snacks and do a huge puzzle all day long. Some days we will stay in our pajamas and read if the weather's really bad. That is my favorite Fun Friday activity, is just to have books and movies. And sometimes they're educational, and guess what? Sometimes they're not. And that's okay. We're bonding, we're being together. Sometimes life is busy and we have to have an errand day where we just run errands. But I try to make it special. I try to throw in a stop at Sonic or at Dairy Queen or someplace where we can get a treat, or we eat lunch out, or maybe we'll take 30 minutes out of that day and go to the park or go on a walk. Some days we have a full-on cooking day where my kids love to get in the kitchen with me, but I don't always make the time for that day in and day out, which maybe I should, but it stresses me out to have them in the kitchen when I'm like on a time crunch getting dinner ready. And so sometimes we'll just take a day and I'll let them pick a recipe, or maybe it's, a holiday coming up. And so we'll make cookies to go with the season or the holiday or whatever. And they have a blast. And then you get the fun treat at the end, obviously. So that's a really fun way and relatively inexpensive, depending on what you're making, to still learn and still interact with one another, but not make a huge big deal out of Fun Friday. Sometimes we have an all outside day where we just, if the weather's nice, we're just outside all day, whether we're reading or playing sports or playing tag or playing in the sprinkler if it's hot outside, whatever, sledding if it's snowed. We'll just spend all day outside playing, and what boy doesn't love that? Some days we'll take an art day where, especially at Christmas, one of my favorite things to do is put on a Christmas movie and get like coloring books, like actual coloring books. Sometimes the adult ones too, but actual coloring books, and color and watch a movie. And they think it's amazing because they don't really do that often anymore. Now their schoolwork is a little more serious, not my 3-year-old, but the 2 older boys. And so just to take the time to color, sometimes we do art for Kids Hub and different drawing tutorials and stuff like that. Some days we'll do like actual crafts. It just depends. This is when I'll let them get the paint out, which doesn't happen as often as it should probably. We'll just do art stuff all day. Now, those are all kind of fun stay-at-home type activities. And all of those, what's really cool is you can just snuggle up and it be you and your kids. Or if you want, what we've done several times is invite friends to join us. So either my sister and her kids or some of our other friends will come and they'll do it with us. So they're also going to get that socialization in. That's so important. But they're also just getting that good quality time in with their friends without spending a fortune or without having to really go and do things. But sometimes I'm the extra fun mom, and our Fun Fridays really are like epic Fun Fridays, like full on field trip style. So sometimes we'll take a picnic to the park, spend all day at the park. Some days we'll go nature hiking. That's one of our favorite ones. Obviously 38 weeks pregnant, we're not getting out in the woods for that long at a time. But when I am not expecting, especially not this far along, we take long hikes and play in the river. If it's warm outside, some days we actually go to Chuck E. Cheese. Not that often. It's like a once a year thing, but we'll even do something like that sometimes. We have museums, history museums, science museums. We have all sorts of stuff. We have a discovery center, which is more science-based. Sometimes there's things that you can do at certain seasons. If it's, winter, there's different things you can go do, see Santa, do all that kind of stuff if you're into that. Or there's little parties and festivals, depending on the holiday and the season too. Some people make Fun Friday something totally different than what I do, and that is fine too. I know a lot of friends who have a scheduled poetry tea time on these days where they really just delve into poetry and have the snacks and all the things. We tried that. The boys weren't into it. I wasn't into it. So we just don't do that anymore. Some people take their Fun Friday or Thursday or Monday or whatever, and they do all of their projects, things that they've been learning about. They do projects based on those. So they save all their science experiments for that last day. They save any art projects for that last day, which really kind of makes sense. And then I know some people who just take that day as kind of like a unit study day, and they just take something and they just go all in all day. And we've learned I'm not a unit study person, but I love the idea. I love the concept. My brain doesn't work that way. So with baby coming soon, we know that field trips aren't really going to happen for a while now, because we have the baby coming, and then we have Thanksgiving and Christmas and all the things. So it's going to be at least January before we get to any more like real field trips. And so I wanted to make sure that before I got to that point where I couldn't go anywhere anymore for a while, that we got in some really good Fun Fridays so we can do some of the more still fun but relaxing stay-at-home ones while I'm recuperating and preparing for the holidays and all of that. So the last 3 that we have done are, we went to an apple orchard. It was super fun. Unfortunately, we didn't get to pick apples because there had been a late frost for us here in the Midwest, and so there weren't as many apples, so they were just picking them for us. But we got fresh apples, we got fresh squeezed cider right off the press, and we got to play in their play barn, and there was a lot of, outside games and stuff like that for the boys.
And then what kind of homeschoolers would we be if we didn't turn this into a science and math opportunity as well, complete with graphing and blind taste tests?
Then we went to the zoo, which I will share a couple photos here, but I want to share more video of that later in a collaboration that I'm doing. But that was a blast because we are learning about land animals this year in our science. And so they got to actually see some of those animals firsthand as we're kind of learning about them this year. And then finally, what I'm going to show you today is we went to the pumpkin patch. What is fall without a pumpkin patch, right? And so this is the pumpkin patch we've gone to for the last several years, 3-4 years at least. And it is just a little down home, homemade, not big commercial elaborate, but we love it there. And we went with some friends who we've known for quite a while, and we've gone to the pumpkin patch with them times before this. So we had a blast.
So the day before this day in the life was filmed, my husband had got me flowers, which is a definite rarity, but he worked really hard at picking out ones he knew I would love. I love tiger lilies and sunflowers, so he did a great job. So I got to enjoy those while I did my Bible study on Ecclesiastes, which is a book I did not know much about, but I'm really loving. And my little pretty princess dog thinks that he is too good for the rain, so he has to sit on the patio furniture. And on Fun Fridays, the only book work that I make them do is they have to get their Bible devotionals done and they have to do some reading. So they did that before we left that morning.
Good morning, everybody. This is our Fun Friday this week. And where are we going, boys?
Pumpkin patch!
To the pumpkin patch!
Baby, can you jump?
No.
Ew, is it wet?
Baby's too little to go on the bounce pillow without an adult, and I don't think that 36 weeks pregnant is a good time to be on the bounce pillow. So we're doing the hay bale maze instead. Uh-oh, is that a dead end? Try this way. We have known and loved this family since my boys were 5 and 3, and now they are 10 and 8. So definitely check out a co-op if you haven't, because you might make some lifelong friends. The big bounce pillow that I referenced earlier is the one behind him here. I didn't get any action shots of the other kids because there was a bunch of other kids up there. I had to sneak in a couple of these old pictures. This is how long we've known and loved this family. This is our first year that we met each other, and they came over and did gingerbread houses, and we have had lots of fun days ever since then. Even at their ages now, my older boys still love this corn pit, and I still find corn everywhere for days after. And my little motor-loving kids always have to have a picture in the back of the old truck. All right, we are back from the pumpkin patch. Did you guys have fun?
Yes.
Yes. What was your favorite part?
I don't know. The big blob.
AB, what was your favorite part?
Like what? Broken car one.
The broken car
Yeah.
on the hayride?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we had a grocery pickup order, and then we stopped and got Sonic drinks, because in the Midwest, that's what we do for fun.
Oh,
So,
why?
hold on, I'll get it to you. Abel was snoozing, so he hasn't had his yet. So we're gonna go inside and put our groceries away and then see what else we can get into. Okay, so we brought home some white pumpkins that we're painting. Abel, what are you making yours look like?
A ghost.
Oh, okay.
And on the bottom, it's gonna be a ghost face.
Okay. Then we're gonna have some sort of Pokemon creature here, right, Jonas?
Yeah.
And then I think Jude's making a ghost too.
What do you see this?
And here's our finished products. We have Jude's ghost, Jonas's Pokemon. I think he said his name is Ghastly. And Abel painted his all green and then asked for a cow ghost. So that's my interpretation of a cow ghost. All right, guys, I think we're gonna wrap this up for today. I am exhausted. In case I don't look it, just know that I am. It is getting close to dinner time, and it's Friday night, so we will be doing probably pizza and movie night, or maybe we'll play the Switch together as a family. I don't know, but we'll have a family night tonight, and we always do either snacks or pizza for dinner. So I think we're gonna order pizza, and I'm gonna rest. I'm exhausted. So as you can see, Fun Friday can be as fun and exciting and as elaborate as you want, or it can be really calm and chill, and it can be adjusted to what your family needs. But I think that time to just break away from routine and be with your kids without the pressure of having to get the work done on time or in a certain way, without the pressure of having to be certain places at certain times and all the things, is so important. My next video is going to be a Biblical Womanhood live video, and it's all about comfort and how we view comfort and where comfort becomes an idol or a sin. If you have not subscribed, please do so, and comment down below, what have you done fun with your kiddos this fall? And I thank you so much for watching, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye.